Got it. Just the beginning of the ball game, Eric, were you kind of just concerned about the start of it all?
I mean, we've had such great starts, Nate, that, we know it's a 40-minute game. You can't overreact. I mean, I certainly think that the players understand that it's a 40-minute game, and we didn't play very well right out of the start. I mean, we've scored on every jump ball up until tonight. We've had a different jump ball play every night leading into a new game, and tonight was the first night that we didn't score on that. We turned the ball over on the very first play. But having said that, we only had 8 turnovers in a game that we scored 80 points or scored 100 points and had 26 assists. So I'm proud of how we took care of the ball, other than Nate, just those first 5 or 6 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Coach, before tonight, in the first 5 games, y'all had trailed for like less than 5 minutes total. What did you learn about your team tonight, having to play through those early struggles, that early deficit?
I mean, I thought it was good for us. I mean, we still led for 27, minutes, and I mean, we won the game by, 25 points. So I think we played pretty well. We would have liked to have gotten off to a better start, but having said that, we are sitting here with the 25-point win, and we scored 100 points, and I didn't think we shot the ball very well, and we didn't do a very good job getting to the foul line, and we got out rebounded and still won by 25. So I think there's a lot of positives.
Hey, Coach, Jaylen Tate goes for 17 and 11 assists tonight. It looked like he was pretty locked in from the jump, and he did that even though it looked like he was favoring that left ankle a little bit.
Yeah, he's banged up. I mean, he didn't really practice yesterday. I thought he was phenomenal, for us tonight. I mean, 6 of 8 from the field and 3 of 5 from 3. He knocked down both his free throws, 17 points, 11 assists, and then he guarded too. I thought he did a great job. But we're going to have to rest him this week for sure. And then he did something to his offhand. He'll have a splint on that for the next 6 weeks.
What was the most impressive thing that he did for you defensively?
I just think he bothers people with his length. He had a block shot. He does a pretty good job of jumping passing lanes. And I just think he's an overall really, really, really good defender. And you can put him on an opposing team's really good player. And he spearheaded a lot of our runs. I mean, basketball is such a game of runs. We went on a 10-0 run. We went on a 20-3 run. We went on an 8-0 run. So a lot of scoring runs for us tonight for sure. Bob.
Hey, Eric. How you doing? If everything had been normal, you guys would have been playing OU today, packed house over in Tulsa, 18,000 or whatever. But I thought this was a pretty compelling replacement game, and it was pretty entertaining. You guys really didn't put them away until the last 10 minutes. Just how'd you feel about, getting a game like this and just, the competitiveness of it? Like I say, they pushed you a little bit.
Yeah, no, Bob, I mean, we watched Central Arkansas's game against Memphis and Memphis is a good quality basketball team and they played them good. And we talked to our team, they've won the rebounding battle now 4 straight games. I think they won the other games by 3 each game. And then, you look at their halftime scores, they've been very close in their games at halftime. And so we knew going in that the first 25 minutes, and it was, could we sustain the pace of the game that we wanted to, from a conditioning standpoint, they do such a great job with their sideline break. But again, we talked over and over this week about we do not want to slow the game down. We want to continue to run every opportunity we get. We will run with them. And I think our conditioning helped us down the stretch.
And then, JD, everybody talks about him being unselfish, a pass first guy, but he gets 1,000 points, so he obviously can score. What'd you think about him getting 1,000, Note getting 1,000, and Jackson got 1,000, and Smith will probably get 1,000 here, not too distant future. But what do you think about Jaylen's scoring ability, and then all those other guys getting 1,000 too?
Yeah, I mean, I think 1,000 points a great mark for any college basketball player from a scoring standpoint. And we just talked about it in the locker room with the guys and had a little bit of fun celebrating. And JD and Jaylen Tate, both guys that can score the ball, but are also willing distributors as well.
Yeah, I got some more, but I'll pass it back to Mike.
Curtis.
Hey, Coach, you talked about the assist to turnover ratio. Do you feel like that's a testament to the way the guys are gelling? Do you think they're clicking the way you want them to be? And then I also wanted to ask you about Connor Vanover. You got 27 minutes from him in an up and down game like this. You're probably happy to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, when Connor was in the game, I thought, you look at the plus minus, he was really, really good for us tonight. Obviously you worry a little bit in transition with anybody 7'3", but he went down in the post tonight, had a nice jump hook, got mad one time because the ball didn't go to him when he was open in the post, which I love to see. Love to see Connor emotional. Throw me the ball, I'm open. We need more of that with him in the post because he's got a soft touch. And I like to see him verbalize that he wanted the rock down there. So he's been great for us all year. 10 rebounds again tonight and 9 points. He's such a fun guy to be around. Dudley?
Obviously you had 6 games now. A lot of them have been different tempos and different things. What are the biggest questions you think you got to get answered between now and the time conference starts?
I think really, Dudley, is just continue to improve in all facets. I'd like us to score a little bit higher clip on our baseline out of bounds plays. I'd like to add one more press defensively just so we have it in our arsenal. I think when we play in transition, I think we're good, but we can clean up our spacing and become even better in transition. But I do think I do think that we're starting to form some roles and some identities, both individually and collectively as a team.
Appreciate it.
Randy?
Coach, it seemed like 2 observations. One, when Connor was on the floor, it seemed like the game changed in your favor. And 2, when you needed a step-up player, when UCA was hanging so close, it seemed to be Moses Moody. Is that your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought Moses, hit some really, really important shots. I thought Vance Jackson, did a really good job of moving without the ball. But Connor, whenever Connor was in, we seemed to go on one of these scoring bursts. And I mentioned the 3 being the 20-3, the 10-0, and the 8-0 runs. And without watching the film, I would assume Connor was a part of all of those. Hutch?
Yeah, Coach, Moses gave you 15 and 7 tonight, was plus 27. What do you think? What are your thoughts about his kind of consistency so far early on in his career?
Yeah, I thought, other than that first game, I think he's come out and for any freshman, it's hard, but he's been consistent. He's a go-to player. I love his business-like approach. He stays after practice. He comes in the middle of the day and gets shots up. He's really singularly focused, as is all of our guys. I've been really impressed with the work ethic of our players on their own, getting shots up, getting reps up, asking for more film. Really, really like the business-like approach of our guys right now of trying to get better. Bob?
Sorry about that. I'm kind of old. Eric, as a coach, do you like having this break between games so you can, get him in the gym and work on some stuff, or just how do you feel about that? And what's going to be the main point of emphasis this week?
Bob, do you like going to the dentist?
Not really.
That's how I feel about a week between games. I like games. I like to compete. I like to get better during the games. I know coaches say they like practice. I think when you're part of the G League or part of the NBA, you're used to a game every other day and you make adjustments on the fly and you make adjustments in film sessions, you make adjustments in shoot arounds. So I hate a week break, and I know our players do too. So I do think that helps when a coach understands that for players, a week off this time of year between games is very, very difficult. But it's a necessity as well. So we got to get better. And I'm going to let them know that, you know, as much as they might not like it, I might not like it either. I wish we were playing on Wednesday.
Hey, thanks.
Go ahead, Bob. Kyle?
Hey, Coach, there was definitely some build-up to playing UCA, but you feel like now that the barrier's been broken, so to speak, a lot more of that to come?
Yeah, I mean, like I've mentioned, you know, a lot, you know, we had, you know, we made a lot of phone calls. We reached out. We had open dates, you know, at the beginning of the year. I just think it just, you know, every year is different. Obviously, we made the decision to play as many home games as we can right now, just from an overall standpoint of the schedule. I didn't really want to go travel all over with COVID and didn't want to be in hotels with the guys and thinking about restaurants that we don't know the environment. So, you know, that's kind of how we scheduled. But next year the schedule will be, you know, hopefully there'll be different ways that we schedule. So not necessarily going to say that this is how the future is going to unfold, because I don't know where we're going to be with COVID and all that. I mean, hopefully it's over and we can get back to scheduling a little bit more normal.
Okay, Coach, thank you for your time. We'll bring up JD.